Hello, everyone. I'm loving this feature on Zoom where it tells you when it's recording. So, actually, it knocks out a whole bit for me and Jade because normally she'd be like, ha, you didn't wait till the red light. And then now if the person's talking, well, then obviously, then I would really just be a ditz. Wait, or is that mean to ditzes? I'm not quite sure. Anyway, moving on. If you notice, I am not in the house in my normal studio. So I have the auxiliary of the auxiliary of the auxiliary studio because the B studio is being used, our C studio is being used. So I am in the D makeshift studio. This is normally where I talk to talent managers I don't like. No, I'm joking. But I love Andrea. That's not her. Anyway, going past all my stupid little banter, let's talk about books because I'm Winona, by the way, and I'm missing Jade, and we're the And I Thought ladies. Okay, now let's talk about books because we wrote books, literary life guides with pop poetry. And yes, from my beginning banter, it looks like I should not be writing literary life anything, but I did little life, and then I wrote about it, and it's kind of funny. Anyway, you can look us up at And I Thought. You can look our books. The titles of our books are And I Thought Divorce Was Bad, And I Thought Being Grown Up Was Easy, If Only I Were Me, a memoir in verse. And I'm going to throw something in from Just Me because, hey, I am the narcissist of this group. So, hey, Just Me book. My new book is Widow's Web that's out there. And all four of those books are available on audible.com. And that's why those were the ones we emphasize. You can read the rest of the 17 at www.andwethought.com. And if you don't want to read everything we do, which is exhaustive, it's a really long list, you can shorten that list by going to www.andithoughtLadies.com and finding a little bit more about Winona and Jade. But you're not here to hear anything else about me, although I could spend all day talking about me. It's like a thing I do. You're here to hear about my wonderful guest. Wonderful guest, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name's Andrea Courtney, and I'm a talent manager with the Green Room in LA.
Awesome. So I have to ask first and foremost, because you are a talent manager, and then we do have some actors, so watch this. When does a person need a talent manager, and how does one get one?
So I would say that a talent needs a talent manager when they begin to feel like they are losing a little bit of a grip on what they should be doing to move their career forward. And sometimes people get a manager before an agent, and sometimes they get a manager after they have an agent. I don't think there's necessarily one way that's better than another because everybody's path is a little bit different. Um, it's in some markets, it's like whichever one you can obtain first, you just kind of go with it. But ultimately speaking, even if you have a manager, you really still need an agent. So you're going to have the agent at some point. How you would go about obtaining a manager is making a submission to a manager. And I would always suggest that you do a little bit of research or a lot of research on who it is that you want to submit to, because it's a very personal relationship in that they really have your career in their hands. So you want to make sure that it's somebody that you have a good kind of connection with and trust and kind of want to work with on a daily basis. What I would not suggest is just kind of doing like a mass blast out of email just looking for anybody. That I wouldn't suggest. I would really look for somebody that you think you'll be able to work with well.
Do you have a specialty of the type of talent that you work with? Like poets? No, I'm joking.
I do have a couple of poets on my they're actors, but they're definitely legit poets too. Yes, kind of. So initially when I came into management, I didn't have an intention actually of repping actors. I came in repping athletes. So that was kind of the idea. And then very quickly, after kind of being in the environment, I definitely saw something that I was very attracted to in terms of the business. So I did decide to start repping actors, and I built a roster very slowly. And the rest is history. But my specialty, I don't really have a specialty, but what I do is mostly like adults. It's just recently that I've kind of started to bring on children onto my roster, mainly because I wanted to, it's harder with adults, I feel. And so I wanted to be able to say, okay, I've got a really good grip on what I'm doing here. And then see if I wanted to work with children. Children are a little bit different because it's not just the kid, right? You're dealing with the parents and all of that stuff. And I just wasn't really sure, honestly, if it was something that I wanted to dabble in. But honestly, so far, the kids that I have decided to rep, their parents are amazing. They're amazing. So far so good with
Oh,
that.
that's always something great to hear. And I'm so curious because like
Mhm.
I we do this whole podcast about managers and talent managers, right? And
Mhm.
you know what? I have never interviewed as someone who does athletes, like who came into the business doing athletes.
Mhm.
What is
Mhm.
that like? I mean, is that like a whole different
It
negotiation
is. It's
career
totally
path?
different. It's backward from repping actors. So when you and you know what, there's I would say it's different than repping actors who are not like A-list celebrities, I would assume, right? So because when you are a celebrity, like a name, um, basic like Denzel Washington isn't probably auditioning for those roles. They're just coming to him with the offer for a role. And that's how it is with athletes. Like I don't necessarily submit them for like an audition and then they have to like go through the process like an actor. I would have the brands or the product or whatever come to me and say, you rep this person and we're interested in working with them. What would it take to do that? That's how that works. And so it's different than like grinding and hustling every single day for your actors who you're trying to get to that level. So yes, that's kind of the dichotomy between athletes, actors, and again, celebrities would be different than kind of your up and coming actors too.
Oh, I would like to be a celebrity. Is there a way to just jump
Right?
in? Yeah, I just want to let's skip over all the middle and let's just go straight to celebrity.
Right? It would be nice, although I doubt that that really ever
I don't
happens.
think so. I think I've only heard of one story, and it was just because they were the daughter of a producer, and they kind of just went and cut an album, and then they were famous.
Okay, yeah, and music. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was in music.
Mhm.
You ever think you'll dabble in music? And then I'm going to get back to like real management questions.
No, that's really fun. So I do have one actress. She's kind of like a triple threat. She was actually what's on a label at one point, and she did so amazing during COVID. She released actually the cover to CC Peniston's Finally. Um, I don't know how old you are, but so that might be like it may not be something that you're familiar with off the top of your head, but kind of like 90s pop song was like really popular, and she did the cover to that and it did really well. um, kind of on the streaming platforms along with other songs from her album. So yes, I dabble, just slight dabble, because again, I really my heart I think is in the acting space for sure.
I can't believe that you're like from athletes to acting. You're like, my heart is in the acting space now. That's
It's harder. It's a
it's
more
so hard.
rewarding. It's not as rewarding when somebody just comes to you and says, "Here, this is what we want to give your talent," right? But with the actors, you're literally working really hard to kind of get them from here to here and then here and here, and it's just
Mhm,
more rewarding.
mhm.
So,
Yeah.
I think that's why.
Awesome. Okay, now let's talk about something decently fun. Food in Los Angeles. We go to LA quite a bit, and we still have not found any good food other than please do not tell me a taco truck.
Well, there are
That's
some really good taco
obviously.
trucks. I will say that. So good food. So let me think here. Um, there is a place called, well, in Burbank. Gosh, I just don't even remember what the name of the places are. That's the problem. Like, I know how to get there. Um,
Just tell us about the food. Just tell me about the food.
okay, so there's a place in Hermosa Beach.
Okay.
Um, I can't think of the name of the cafe, but I'm gonna get back with you on it. So it's, I know it's attached to a hotel, and so I'll tell you a little story about it. So we got to this hotel and we had to book this like 2 bedroom hotel because it was my son and he brought his 3 friends and it was for his birthday and it was during COVID. So you had to like make sure that we were quarantining where the kids could stay separate and whatever. So we got we got to Hermosa Beach. We're starving, and I just kind of did a Google like closest food to me, right? And there was this cafe, and I'm like, it says it's like 55 feet from here and it closes in an hour. So we're like, let's just go there. So we literally go downstairs and it is literally attached to the hotel in the same, on the same building, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
And it was probably the best diner type food that I've ever had. It was so amazing. Gosh, this is going to drive me nuts. I think it's called like Good Day Diner or something like that. And it's been around since like, I don't want to say that for sure. I have to double check it, but it
Oh
is
no, you
the
don't have to
best food.
worry. We're gonna find the diner.
Oh, you'll find, definitely. I
I
will find it for you.
yes.
And
Okay,
it
I'm
was
going to.
literally, I'm going to Google it really fast. Um, it was just, it was the best food. I had like pancakes in the, like in the evening, the best. And also, like I think my son had like a tuna melt or something. We all had something like totally different. I think my husband had like chilaquiles, like Mexican food, and every single thing, like we were eating off of each other's plates. It was so good.
That sounds
I love finding those like hole in the wall places that are family owned and operated. Like that's my favorite kind of places. So I'm gonna find the name of this place and definitely get it to you. I found it. Look,
oh,
literally like 5 stars. You probably can't see that. Ocean Diner. That's what it's called.
I'm typing it into my notes like right now, trying to do it quietly so it doesn't get
Yes,
with creative.
Ocean Diner in Hermosa Beach.
Now that sounds like something I actually want to eat because like
Well, they
I
have
complained
everything.
about this one too many times, probably not once. Like I went to the pier in Santa Monica, I think it is, and I
Okay.
was so excited because they have funnel cake. And then I got there and like I'm from the East Coast, so when I have funnel cake, it's like sugar. It's fried dough with just
Yeah.
sugar all over it. And then you put ice cream on it, and then you put chocolate on it, and then you put sprinkles and nuts, and then on top of it, then you put like something that looks like a strawberry jam.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
first
like
of all, they
mhm.
did not have said funnel cake. That was upset.
Oh,
And the second, I was like, all right, well then I'll just do powdered sugar with strawberries, and it was literally fresh sliced strawberries. It's like you
oh.
ruined my entire funnel cake experience. I don't know what this is. I'm going to eat it because it's fried still and still has a little bit of sugar on it. So I'm going to eat it. But this fresh strawberry thing has got to go. I'm not
I
this.
know, it kind of so like not necessarily goes with all the fried stuff for sure.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm like, if someone's ordering a funnel cake at this point, they know they're being unhealthy.
Right.
Just give
Definitely.
it to 'em. Just give it to them.
Definitely. I
Anyway, ever since then, I was like, okay, that's fine. We'll find a nice place. And then every time I go to it's always like, oh, this is wonderful. And then we have fried cauliflower. No, I want French fries.
yeah. I did really good fried cauliflower one time. It was made to um kind of be like the knockoff of wings, right?
Mhm.
So but they, and those were good. Whomever, however they did them, they were really reminiscent of um chicken wings. So yeah.
Yeah, it's just the food is interesting, and it's like it sneaks in health. Like like everywhere else, they're trying to sneak in fat. It's like everyone here is like, I'm sneaking in health. How do you like
So
it?
true. It's so true. I always thought it was kind of weird when you would buy like macaroni and cheese and they would advertise on the box like made with real milk. Like that should be something you're excited about. I'm like, well, shouldn't it be made with real milk? Is that really like a selling feature? So yeah, I totally get it.
Yeah, I love it. Okay, so anyway, I'm sorry. I should ask one more question before I
Yeah, of
end.
course.
Now I'm trying to figure out what is a good and decent professional question. This is actually when Jade would be like, "I have a question." She's always so helpful right now because I've run out of things to talk about. What are the three things that you feel that people should know about if they were trying to be a manager? What do you think? Three things they absolutely have to know.
If they were trying to be a manager,
Mhm.
okay, so you have to have patience, number one. You better have some money saved, number two. And number three, you really have to care. Like you have to be committed to the people that you're bringing on. Um, I always feel super responsible for the people that I bring onto my roster because your agent and your manager, like I said before, they literally have your career in their hands. What they're doing on an everyday basis could literally be the difference between you fulfilling your dream or not. I know that sounds so corny, but it's really the truth. So I take that very seriously. I'm not saying that other people do not, but I feel like if you are doing it because you just want to meet famous people or you think it's going to be like you're going to be rich right away or what, like that's just you're doing it because you're passionate about it. And usually the stuff you're passionate about isn't like the stuff that makes you a ton of money or that, you know, brings the success overnight. It just doesn't work that way.
Oh, it's so true. It's so true. Okay, so I normally would ask right now, where can people find out more information about you? But I feel like you might not want that to be out there. So I'm gonna leave that up to you. So you can tell people where they can find more information about you or where they can read about the Green Room management or if they want to follow you on Twitter and Instagram. It's up to you.
I don't mind. The green room has an Instagram, and I have an Instagram as well. Um, I don't even know what mine is. Is that horrible? It's like Andrea Courtney underscore manager or something like that. And then the green rooms is green room talent on Instagram. And then yeah, I mean, it's all public out there. It's nothing like hidden or anything like that. So yeah, the green room talent and mine's Andrea Courtney underscore manager. And I really honestly, I'm like barely on social media. There's just not like a ton of time. But I don't mind if, you know, people have that information. That's not a problem.
Awesome. Andrea, it has been amazing talking to you. You have made managing sound so fun.
It's
Like it might
it
be
can,
because I didn't
it can
ask
be
questions
hectic
easily.
and it can also be like nerve wracking at times. Particularly like navigating it through like a pandemic and that sort of thing. But honestly, I love it.
Nice. Thank you so much, Andrea, for being with us. It's been a absolute pleasure. I'm so happy to meet somebody else from Green Run Management.
Yeah, I'm gonna let Alex know that we'll have to do this as a group next time. You should meet everybody from the green room. It's an amazing group of people for sure.
And so you can find out everything about your ladies. Well, actually, it's just one lady today, unless I found myself to be a divinity. I'm trying to figure out if I have enough ego for two to say I have two people in me. No, I don't. Normally, I have a Jade, and Jade is missing. So you can find everything about us, the ladies, Wilmona, and the missing Jade, at www.andwethought.com. If you need an abbreviated version of that, you can do that at www.andithoughladies.com. If you go to the first page, the And We Thought one, go to the ladies page, go down to the middle of the page, and please see the charities that we proudly support. And we hope and pray that you will support them too. Because I mean, we're making it out of a pandemic. Imagine how much harder this was on a charity who's still trying to help people during the pandemic. So if you have just a little something, maybe you can help them too. And just remember, y'all, that wisdom is all around you if you're open to finding it and accepting it. So bye bye, you guys from Winona with the missing lipstick today, and the absent Jade. Yeah, bye.
Bye. Thank you.